Hello and welcome to a brand new Cornfed review. Today we'll be reviewing Transformers 1.
And transform! Wheels! I need wheels!
Before I jump into this review, do not drop a like. Allow me to earn that. Heavy spoilers for the movie Transformers 1. So if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it, save this video, and come back later. First off, before I get even anywhere near to opening the legs of this movie, I want to start off by saying I am an almost 30-year-old man. I am 29 years old, and I am fully aware that I am not this movie's target audience. So everything that I say, take with a grain of salt. I wanted to give you a little bit of a background of my fandom of Transformers. Again, not the hugest fan, not an OG fan. Love the Bayverse movies. I literally brought this in high school as a high school adult male. Brought this and put it in my little cup holder as I watched the second movie. And was a fan of Prime. Going into this movie, I was excited. I was stoked. I love Transformers again. Excited to see the characters. Love that universe, the Cybertronian kind of. That to me is really exciting. Before they go meet any humans, just straight robots, man. I was really excited for that. I love the premise. I love that it was when Optimus and Megatron were brothers or friends or whatever, and we kind of get to see how Optimus becomes a leader and get to see how Megatron kind of descends and falls from grace and becomes the leader of the Decepticons. I was excited. I was so stoked for that premise, and I was really pumped going into this movie. So I was actually really anticipating this movie. I regret to inform you that I was thoroughly disappointed. Transformers 1 is directed by Mr. Josh Cooley, who is also the director of Toy Story 4 and storyboarded for a lot of big Pixar movies like Up. This movie stars Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime, or as he is known in this movie, Orion Pax. Brian Tyree Henry as Megatron, or D16. We also have Scarlett Johansson as Elita 1, and then we have Keegan-Michael Key as Bumblebee. We also have some really cool performances from Steve Buscemi as Starscream, which I thought was perfect. We also have Jonathan Hamm as Sentinel Prime and Lawrence Fishburne as Alpha Trion. I was excited for this movie. Even though it was CGI, I still had high hopes for this movie. As of lately, they're doing a lot of really cool animated movies with a lot of passion inside them. Spider-Man, for one, is deeply ingrained with lore and Easter eggs and just a lot of care and passion in those projects. Even things like the Lego movie or the Lego Batman movie. So much lore, Easter eggs for the deep-rooted fans. And I kind of went into this movie thinking this movie was going to be in that same lane. First things first, y'all, I gotta get this out of the way. A super distracting part of this movie were the lips, man. Why are Transformers, why are robots having human lips? Make that make sense. Why do robots need lips, bro? It was really distracting. It was weird. It just kind of took me out of it. I could not stop focusing on their lips. They had lips and teeth as robots. That bothered me severely. Maybe that's a personal thing. The mouth of a Transformer is sometimes hard to kind of get around. I get it. I get that's how it looked like in the original cartoon. Maybe that's what they were going for. But if you are going to put lips on a robot, do it in a clever way. To me, that came off as lazy. They could have done that in a creative way. Take a look at some of these screenshots from Transformers Prime. This is how you correctly do a Transformer/robot mouth. I hate that I'm talking about robot mouths right now, but it was really distracting. It was almost comical at a certain point. It took away from the suspension of disbelief, because it just bothered me. Side note, there was a Transformer doing pull-ups. Why are robots exercising? Their muscles can't get bigger? Sorry. There was a weird line that they crossed multiple times where they did human things. I'm sorry. I'm just riffing off the lip thing. I'm off it now. I'm sorry. I was not super in love with the voice acting choices. Chris Hemsworth, in idea, I can see them choosing him for Optimus Prime or a young Optimus Prime, Orion Pax. To me, the voice did not fit the character. I don't know why. I know what you're thinking. We're so used to Peter Cullen's being the voice of Optimus Prime. I don't expect him to be old and seasoned and this and that. Robots don't age, their voices don't change, so it could have been old, but whatever. They're going for a younger look. I get that. I didn't buy the Chris Hemsworth performance. I'm sorry. We're going to get into a little bit later more deeper into his performance, but I just wasn't a fan of that voice. Was not a fan of Megatron's voice. I like these characters. I love Chris Hemsworth. I love Brian Tracy. They're great actors. They have great performances in other movies. Brian T. Henry did great as Miles Morales' dad in the Spider-Verse movies. But just, it's not anything bad on his performance. It's just, he doesn't, for me, does not fit Megatron. I get it. They're younger. They're in their young 20s. They're drinking beers. I don't know. That's just, it didn't match his character at all for me. Megatron is supposed to be this big, menacing, scary character, and I get it. This was before he was evil, but still, again, it didn't fit Megatron's vibe. It was just, I don't know. It bothered me. Scarlett Johansson, nothing really special out of her. She's just, I don't know. I wasn't in love with that either. Just these maybe I've seen too many movies with these people in it, but all I could see in the back of my mind was Scarlett Johansson talking to a microphone and Chris Hemsworth talking to the microphone. It was just their voices, nothing different about it, just their voices on a microphone. To me, I just wasn't a fan of the voice acting choices. Now, I will say Keegan-Michael Key was a great choice for Bumblebee. I thought that was awesome, hilarious. I think it fit the vibe really well. So not mad at that one. Side note, Steve Buscemi as Starscream, amazing. Chef's kiss on that one. I don't know why, it just fit the slimy, little bitchy Decepticon running away type vibe. He did. That was a perfect casting choice. Solid on that one. And then Lawrence Fishburne was great as Alpha Trion. And then, again, not super a huge fan of Jonathan Hamm being Sentinel Prime. It just, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm getting cynical. I just wasn't a fan of these choices. A good thing, for those people who are deep rooted day one fans of Transformers, there's a lot to look at. There is a lot to kind of pick up on. There are a lot of name drops. There's a lot of Easter eggs. So that, as a Transformers fan, I'm sure is very exciting and really rewarding. You hear names like Autobot Jazz, Autobot Ratchet on the intercom. You're seeing Decepticons and Autobots that you're familiar with before they're Decepticons and Autobots. So that's kind of cool. Another great thing that I really enjoyed was, man, for an animated movie, the cinematography was beautiful. I hate throwing around the word cinematography, but the cinematography was beautiful, y'all. Wasn't a fan. Okay, I'm never a fan of Cybertron scenes. Really boring. There's a million robots. They're the same robot, but different color patterns. Just, that's always boring to me. But as soon as they go on the surface, there's beautiful landscapes. There's beautiful trees with different vibrant colors, bioluminescent colors. It's beautiful. There's scenes where there's wide shot screens of the giant evil spaceship, and it looks like an actual, like, 4K real life movie, and it really shows the scale of this ship, man. They had some beautiful shots and a great eye for certain scenes. When to go the wide angle, when they're running sideways, just really cool shots in this movie. This movie through and through is beautiful to look at. Great colors. It's shiny and polished. They did great on that, besides the lips. They have these really cool choices, like when Megatron finally turns evil, his eyes turn red, and he's fighting Optimus Prime, and there's red tracing. So as he moves, there's like a little line that's tracing his eyes. They did really good with how this movie looks, and I really enjoyed just kind of watching it and just really appreciating all the hard work and cinematography that just went into going into this movie. It just looked really good. Side thing, again, you have to remember, I'm 30 years old. I've seen a lot of movies, but these jokes, man, were bad, okay? The jokes, I get it, but they were just very lowbrow, cheap, like effortless jokes that were like the same awkward, like the Bumblebee shit was, oh my god, that was a drag to get through. The same, how many times have you seen this same type of Bumblebee annoying, over the top, over talking character? Hey, can you please be quiet? Is there an off button on your mouth? Oh, sorry. Oh, one more thing. Was that on that? Oh, sorry. Like the awkward, like you talk too much and everyone's annoyed by you, and people get punched in the face, and it's just, again, I'm 30 years old, so again, I'm not the target audience, so I'm gonna take that with a grain of salt. I'm not gonna go too into that, but just, I was like, oh my god, I was rolling my eyes the whole movie. Like the jokes were bad, man. Again, I'm not expecting top tier comedy in this type of movie. I get it, but it was bad to the point where I noticed it. I laughed like 2 or 3 times at some funny stuff, but it just not my type of humor. Again, it's for kids. I get it. Okay, one of my biggest gripes with this movie, biggest gripes with this movie. The main reason you're going to this movie is to see the beginning of Autobots and Decepticons, right? You are seeing the rise of Optimus and the fall of Megatron, the fall of Cybertron. That is the whole point you're going into this movie. I was really drawn by the fact of, okay, Optimus and Megatron are friends or brothers. I don't think they're brothers in this movie, but they're friends or whatever. What happens, right? Why does Megatron become evil? Why does Optimus become this big leader, right? Super pulling reason as to why I wanted to watch this movie. But man, when I tell you, that shit was so forced. They really shoved in your face that they were friends. Like they really as soon, okay. They knuckled about 3 or 4 times in this movie in the beginning. As soon as I saw the second one, I was like, okay, this descent of Megatron is going to be really bad. It's going to be so ill done. Every time, hey man, I love you, brother. Boom!
You son of a bitch.
Like, it was just like all the time, I'm like, okay, they're really trying to push this on you, like, oh my god, what happens? They were the best of friends. What's going to happen? Like, you can do that without being so in your face about it. I love you, man. Knuckle? Let's do it. Like, it was just, that was, to me, it annoyed me. And as soon as I saw the second Knuckle, I knew that this was going to be pulled off in the worst way. I knew that the separation was going to be rough. I knew it was going to be forced. So the dissension of Megatron, to me, I didn't believe it one bit. We are used to seeing movies like The Fall of Anakin. Seeing him turn into Darth Vader, super believable. What's at stake? His wife, his child. He's being manipulated by someone he believes that he can trust. Emperor Palpatine turns out to be the Sith. There's just a lot of pulling forces as to why he's going from good to bad and why he wants to be both. But Megatron, his descent to evilness was just so unbelievable, man. It was just so bad. So basically what happens is he looks up to this Sentinel Prime guy. He turns out to be bad, and that's what makes him want to be evil. I believed in you. All the robots deserve to die. Like, it was just like, bro, I get it. You're seeing your hero not be your hero anymore. He's evil. That's going to make you want to kill everyone and like go against your best friend. That part of it didn't believe it. So when he saw his Sentinel Prime become evil, he's like, that's the last time I look up to someone, or that's the last time I'm led by someone else. Like, it's just that can be done well, but show me something that he's not all good. He was he was just as good as Optimus Prime, and then he sees that, and now he's bad. He's pushing Optimus Prime out the way, and then he sees Sentinel Prime turn evil, and he automatically blames Optimus. Like, bro, you came along. Like, it's just, I don't know. Fast forward to the end. He's trying to kill Sentinel Prime. Optimus Prime gets in his way. He's still kind of half. He's holding Optimus Prime, and he lets go. He kills his best friend. He was never that mad. He was never that mad at Optimus. But now he's mad at Optimus. He said, last time I saved you. He never saved him throughout the movie. He went along with Optimus Prime, but he never saved his life or backed him up. Really, I mean, he backed him up, but he was never the guy always picking up Optimus Prime. He was just kind of following Optimus's lead. And it just, from 1 second to that, he kills his best friend, and his eyes turn red, and I didn't believe it. And then the movie concludes, and then they show a fucking flashback of when they met, and a montage of their friendship, and another Knuckle. Like, it was just like, wow, I can't believe it. Like, it was just so, I hated it. That to me took this movie down 8 notches. That dropped the ball for me. So forced, so the fall of a good character to evil can be done really well, and it can almost be effortless sometimes. But there has to be something. I would have believed it more if maybe, side note, they were all born without their cogs. The cogs helped them transform. It turns out that Sentinel Prime took them out when they were being online, before they were put online, right? I would have got it if maybe there was an evil cog put in Megatron, or maybe the cog of a past evil character, because then it'd be, okay, maybe that's what's pulling him to do bad things. That's what's kind of making him change character. I would have believed that. That would have made it a lot better. Give me another reason as to why he's just my hero. I'm evil now. Like, it's just, I didn't believe it. And then going off that, I didn't care about the story. These characters for me were super bland. They lacked a lot of the great qualities that these characters usually have. Like, Optimus is this great leader, but they subdue him to just another average good guy character. Let's go, another optimistic, hopeful, like nothing super special about him, just the black and white good guy. And then the supporting characters, Bumblebee, the over-the-top talking, annoying guy, like the over-the-top talking guy, and then Scarlett Johansson's character, Alita 1, just the badass female character. That'll punch you in the face. Hey, listen to him or I'll punch you. Like, it's just, these character sticks were just so copy and paste, nothing special about them, nothing different, nothing really unique about these characters, and that bothered me. I will say, Bumblebee does grow on you. He kind of is the heart of this movie, and although he's annoying, he kind of, there's these moments where he kind of pulls through, and he's the heart, and he just does provide the comic relief, and he grew on me a lot. I will say that. Maybe that's because Keegan's performance is really well. I will say the Decepticons were done really well. Starscream by Steve Buscemi, great. Soundwave, Shockwave, Arachnid, so sick to see. They were really well done. Maybe I've always been a guy to like the evil characters more. I've always been team Decepticon. So seeing them, seeing their powers, seeing them be kind of evil really stood out more than just the average good guys. They were the characters that were like, you know, eye-pulling. I like them. Another thing. So in these prequel type of movies, they always have to put in why things kind of turned out, why they did, right? So in the beginning of this movie, there's no Autobots, there's no Decepticons, they're all kind of equal, right? And when they're friends, Optimus Prime gives Megatron a sticker that ends up being the Decepticon logo. I'll show it right here. It's the Decepticon logo, but that face is a previous Prime. If you don't know who Primes are, they're just like the pretty much the original gods, the original first 6 or 7 Transformers ever, right? And Megatron's favorite one was the one that had this kind of face, and he's just a huge fan of this guy. He's dead now. Optimus Prime finds the sticker, he gives it to him, and he puts it on his arm, like, oh man, thanks man. It's a sticker, right? Fast forward, him and Sentinel Prime, he gets captured by Sentinel Prime, and he irons on the sticker onto his chest. Why? Oh, I'll show you. Let me iron on this sticker onto your chest. That's the beginning of the Decepticon logo. Like, they don't have to do that. They're just trying to force beginnings of as to why things look a certain way. They don't have to do that. They don't have to iron on a sticker. That part was so forced. I'm like, is that some form of punishment? I don't see why he's feeling pain or why, like, I don't get it. That part to me, again, I didn't like it. My last criticism of this movie was movies are always going to draw inspiration from what came before them, right? I'm totally cool with that. I'm totally cool. There is previously established lore and creativity before this movie. Of course they're going to draw from that. I'd hope they wouldn't draw too much, but in the beginning they weren't. But I don't know why, bro. But the second they turned into Optimus Prime and Megatron, it went full Michael Bay-verse Transformers. There was literally a scene stolen from Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. Optimus Prime goes full Optimus Prime mode, right? He gets his little energy sword or whatever, and he literally, scene by scene, almost quote by quote, copies that scene in the movie from Transformers 2. I'll show it right here.
I'll take you all on!
But he literally in the movie goes, I'll take you all on, and literally this almost the same beat by beat music, dun 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 dun. He's killing all these guys, and they even did the thing where they slow mo it, and it just felt like it was all Transformers 1, and then now I'm watching Transformers Michael Bay movie. It was just, they stole it, just through and through. They stole that scene.
He copied my whole fucking flow, word for word, bar for bar.
The last thing that bothered me from this movie is Chris Hemsworth's performance, right? It was just Chris Hemsworth's voice, and his American accent voice, right? The whole movie. Something happens, Optimus kind of dies, comes back, and out of nowhere he is doing the worst Peter Cullen's impression you've ever heard. He's literally like, it changes, and I get it. He's different now. He has the spark of leadership, the matrix of leadership. He has the matrix of leadership, right? I get it. Maybe that adds bass to your voice. Maybe it puffs your chest up a little bit. But you can tell he's even doing the shakiness of Peter Cullen's Optimus, like, come on, guys. Like, it was just cringy, and it was like so forced, and it didn't fit. I was not a fan of it. He should have just kept his voice. Maybe he made it a little bit deeper, but it was like, come on, guys. It was bad. Brian T. Henry, on the other hand, when his character Megatron became evil, he just deepened his voice a little bit, which makes sense. I get it. You're evil now. It's like that was a better kind of transformation from D19 to Megatron. That made sense. But Chris Hemsworth going from "come on, guys" to "guys, we gotta go. Autobots roll out." Like, it was bad. And then one more thing for the Michael Bay versus ceiling thing, y'all. To end the movie, it literally was an Optimus Prime speech, a motivation speech, just how they end every single Michael Bay movie. Like, he did the same thing. The fight was worth it. From now on, we will lead with goodness to all Autobots out there. It was like the same speech from the first one, from the second one, from the third Michael Bay movie. When Optimus Prime does his iconic speeches at the end, they stole that. Again, I could be out of my element here. Maybe he does that in the cartoons. Maybe that's just an Optimus Prime thing. But the Optimus I know from the Michael Bay universe does that. And then for them to steal that scene by scene and end the movie like that, I was waiting for a Linkin Park song to come on. I don't like that. I didn't like it. All right, I didn't like it. All that to say, I understand how I'm coming off right now. Grumpy old man. I'm just about 30 years old. I am not this movie's target audience. I am not. I understand that. But if I'm going to review the movie for someone who's my age, this is my opinion. I'm not going to say a review that's like, I think you'll like this. Maybe, no, I'm going to tell you what I feel about the movie, how my experience was, and how I digest the movie, and how I feel about it. So this is from someone who's almost 30 watching a child's movie. I fully understand that. So maybe I'm coming off a little bit too harsh. So with those things being said, overall, I just wasn't a fan of this movie. It didn't feel like a passion project, like the Spider-Verse movies do, like the Lego movies do, like so many animated movies with previous lore do. It just felt so kind of forced. It felt soulless. It felt more of a cash grab than a passion project. They have the big name voice actors to pull in audiences, the AAA, Scarlett Johansson, the Chris Hemsworth. To me, the spark wasn't there, no pun intended. So for those reasons, I'm going to give this movie a 4 out of 10. What did you think about this movie? Did you enjoy it? I heard a lot of people did. Do you feel the same way as I did? Did you grow up watching the original Transformers movies? Am I wrong on some of these things? Please let me know in the comments. If you like this video, give this video a like. If you like my reviews, subscribe. I do reviews, I do vlogs, I do video essays. It's a fun time in this channel. Subscribe and enjoy the ride.
Starscream!
I'm just saying goodbye.